Police are trying to identify the human remains found in South Humber Bay Park.
And unrest continues in Libya and the Ivory Coast. Humber News starts right now.
Hello, it's Friday, March 4th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Bridget Trung. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Brent Tennant. Head on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Bridget has our top story.
The right-hand man of the Toronto 18 has just been sentenced to life in prison for his part in a terror plot to blow up buildings in downtown Toronto. Sharif Abdel Halim was sentenced by a Brampton court late this morning. The 35-year-old Mississauga man is the last remaining member of the group to be sentenced. Abdel Halim says he became involved in the plot in order to make money. He will have no chance at parole for 10 years.
Police investigations continue today after human remains were found in South Humber Bay Park in southern Etobicoke. The death is being called suspicious. Reporter Mike Van Oosten talked to police and visited the scene.
Early afternoon Thursday, at 1:55 p.m., maintenance workers on the trails in South Humber Park discovered the badly deteriorated remains of a human being. Police have restricted access to the area as they continue to investigate the scene. Sergeant Tim Kavanagh of 22 Division says he believes in time the body will hopefully be identified.
Dental records, DNA, let the pathologists do what they do, and I'm sure we'll be successful in identifying the remains.
Sergeant Kavanagh says the situation is suspicious because the area is frequently visited.
It's not every day that remains are found in the park, so we have to do a complete and thorough examination of the area.
It was some ways into the park along this bike path where the body was first discovered in the bush. And while police currently don't know much about the situation, the investigation is ongoing and is continuing. Michael Van Oosten, Humber News.
Mayor Rob Ford has asked the CEO of the Toronto Community Housing Corporation, Keiko Nakamura, to resign. This comes after an emergency meeting yesterday where the full civilian board stepped down. Two auditors' reports revealed improper spending by the corporation of up to $10 million. Nakamura has refused to resign. She was not at the corporation for most of the time covered in the auditor's review. Ford does not have the authority to fire Nakamura. Only the board of directors can. The city councillors will meet next week to discuss the future of the TCHC.
A Tory MPP is calling for an Ontario-wide cull of coyotes, but Natural Resources Minister Linda Jeffrey says a cull won't work. However, Jeffrey is open to ideas on how to deal with the coyotes, including holding a contest. The coyote population has boomed in southern Ontario in recent years, and coyotes have been blamed for attacks on household pets. Jeffrey didn't specify what a contest would entail. NDP leader Andrea Horwath questioned the idea, saying encouraging the trophy hunting of coyotes wasn't the right path to take.
Police have charged a Toronto man after hospital staff surgically removed 34 cocaine capsules from his stomach and intestines. The man had another 11 capsules of the drug, which were confiscated by police. 31-year-old Marlon Rooms faces 4 charges, including importing a controlled substance and 2 counts of possession of cocaine for the purpose of trafficking. Rooms told police he ingested the cocaine in Jamaica on January 7th.
Prime Minister Stephen Harper has announced a $20 million investment in Pathways to Education Canada. Harper made the announcement in Toronto yesterday, saying the money would increase access to post-secondary education for disadvantaged youth. Our reporter Kristen Sampiris has the details.
Rexdale is home to many students struggling with poverty, unemployment, and education success. Prime Minister Stephen Harper plans to help underprivileged students achieve academic success by investing $20 million in Pathways to Education Canada over 4 years. Pathways in the Rexdale neighborhood is one of many locations benefiting from Harper's investment. Rexdale Community Health Center, in partner with Pathways, strives to help youth in low-income communities successfully transition into post-secondary education. The Health Center's Executive Director, Sophia Ahmed, says she's thankful for the recognition.
And clearly we're very excited and we are very thankful that the federal government has recognized the importance of education in lifting communities out of poverty.
Program Director of Rexdale's Pathways to Education Canada, Medina Swasugi, agrees.
And when we have a successful program based in a community delivered by thousands of volunteers and staff, that's why that funding will be really useful and effective.
With Humber's investments, Pathways to Education Canada, in partner with Rexdale Community Health Centre, can continue to assist underprivileged students to move into higher education and a brighter future. Kristen Sampiris, Humber News.
The NTP has accused Premier Dalton McGuinty of being afraid to talk about sex, saying there has been a lack of action regarding a new sex education curriculum. The Liberal government promised public consultations on the curriculum, but NDP education advocate Rosario Marchese feels nothing has happened. McGuinty withdrew proposed changes that would have taught third graders about same-sex families and sexual orientation after complaints from some religious groups. Marchese says McGuinty is the education premier for everything except sex education.
Students in a human sexuality course at an Illinois university got a lesson to remember. In an effort to show what a real female orgasm looked like, guest speakers proceeded to demonstrate a sexual act and used a sex toy in front of the class. The toy was originally intended to just be shown and discussed. However, the male and female speakers believed a video of a female orgasm wasn't realistic enough. Northwestern University's president says the incident was inappropriate and that an investigation has been launched.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the country and the world. Arda Zakarian will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Rob Sykes.
The temperatures are up, but so is the precipitation. We'll have today's weather and your 5-day forecast coming up.